and girls, welcome to another one of the RedRants, the time where Greg the Big Red Dinosaur talk about how he feel about certain bullshit in our world. Okay, so today what we're gonna talk about is we're gonna talk about this whole Colin Kaepernick kneeling at the national anthem, but we're also gonna talk about media sensationalism and the fact that most Americans are fucking idiots. Okay, so before we get started with this whole conversation, I want to preface by saying that I am a born and raised San Francisco 49ers fan. Okay, I was watching live the first time the Krapernick fellow took a fucking knee. Alright, I'm still a 49er fan. Alright, I also want to say that purely from a football perspective, I hate Colin Kaepernick. Okay, I hate the guy. Alright, he took Alex Smith's team to the Super Bowl and lost. Okay, and then since then, the entire time he was in charge of team, it get progressively worse and worse. Okay, I think he's an arrogant prick and not a good quarterback. Okay, no doubt he can throw a ball better than I can, but you know, that's okay. So anyway, that all aside, let's talk about this whole kneeling thing. Okay, so first of all, let's think about the act of kneeling. Okay, the physical act of kneeling, and what does that mean? Okay, so I think throughout the course of human history, the act of kneeling have always meant something pretty significant. It means an act of submission, right? It means an act of respect and contrition. Okay, so think about it. Back in the day when we still had the kings and the queens and, you know, the knights and all of this, when you went before the king, you knelt. Okay, you went down on a knee to show respect and contrition before authority. Yeah. If you are Catholic and many other churches and religions out there, you kneel, right, to show the contrition and the respect of the power of God. Okay, many religions have this. Okay, some even take it a step further where you go all the way down to ground, right? So from my perspective, I remember the first time the Krapernick fellow chose to kneel during national anthem, and that did not strike me immediately as an act of disrespect. It did not immediately strike me as an act of protest. What it immediately struck me as was an act of contrition, which was weird because the Krapernick fellow had done some things prior to that I was like, wow, this guy's a fucking asshole, you know? So it was odd to me, right? But it did not strike me as an act of rebellion or disrespect. It struck me as an act of respect and contrition. And then later on, when it come out that he kneeling to protest police brutality and racism in law enforcement, I was like, oh, okay. So you are doing a non-violent, non-verbal even, peaceful tinny to protest your perception of an injustice, right? And you're doing it in a way that I don't find disrespectful. And I'm like, hey, you're a shit quarterback and kind of an arrogant son of a bitch, but good for you, dude. And then more football players start doing it, and it's like, okay. You know, I never had a big problem with this, because whether you believe Kaepernick's point is correct or not, whether you believe there is police brutality or no, he still, you know, he is protesting his perception of an injustice. And I think that is important to note, because everybody's perception is different, right? And everybody's perception is their reality. Okay, you know the old saying, perception is reality. It is only reality for you. But his perception is that there is injustice, that the police are brutal more towards minorities. Now, whether I agree with this or not, I'm not going to get into. That's a totally different conversation. We'll be here for fucking 2 hours by the time I wrap up this conversation. We start talking about this, okay? But I do not have a problem with this. And as a veteran, as someone who truly believes in the freedom of speech, the freedom of expression, the freedom of peaceful protest, I don't fucking have a problem with this. Maybe I would have a problem with it if instead of taking a knee, if he were like turning his back, like the first note in national anthem play, he turned his back, he face away. You know, that maybe I would say is disrespect. Or if instead of take a knee, if he was raise the middle fingers, a big fuck you, okay, I would have a problem with that. But because of the act of taking a knee is an act of contrition, is an act of respect, okay? And I guess I don't have a problem with it. And now I have also heard, I have never verified, but I have heard that Krapernick sat down with some prominent like veteran of some kind, special forces, ranger, hoorah, mother prime time, some guy like that, and discussed how he wanted to do this protest with this like legitimate military veteran person. And it was the veteran person who told him the act of the kneel is the way you do. Okay? If that is true, then we as a veterans community have got to respect the fact that not only is he exercising a right that we fought for, that we guarantee him, right, through our protection of the Constitution, for, you know, he's exercising a right that we protected and gave to him, but that he is doing it in a way that he is trying his hardest to make sure that we are not disrespected by. Okay? Now don't make any mistake. I don't think Colin Kaepernick really gives a fuck about the military. I don't think he cares. Okay? Just my impressions of the dude from watching interviews and stuff with him. I'm pretty sure the only person Kaepernick really cares about is himself. But, you know, whatever. That's fine. I just saying, like, I don't have a problem with the kneel. I don't have a problem with it, okay? I don't. And here's the thing that I think is a big problem, okay? He kneel, and all of a sudden the national media is like, oh, he is a disrespecting the flag. He is a disrespecting the troops. He is a terrible. And then most of America is like, oh yeah, he is. Fuck that guy. We should kill him. Why? Why? How is he doing anything more differenter than like the people is hold the signs say Trump is a chump? How is he doing anything different than them? How is he doing anything different than the people is go to the rallies and hold the signs and say like, you know, Hillary is a cunt? How is he doing anything different? He exercising his right, yeah. And like I said, maybe I feel different if he like turn his back on the flag or flip it off or something, but he don't do that. He kneel, okay? So I guess I feel like the problem with the whole situation is that the American news media have tell us that we should be outraged about this. Oh, he is a disrespecting all the lives who have been lost. He's not doing that, okay? He's not doing that, all right? You know, the American government is not infallible, my friends. The Republican Party is not infallible. The Democrat Party is not infallible. Whatever side of the government you believe or you follow, whatever your political ideation is, you have to understand that the American government fucks up. Whether you support law enforcement or not, you have to understand that law enforcement fuck up sometimes. They fuck up sometimes. There are racist cops out there. There are. Now, I firmly believe that there are way more good cops than there are racist cops, but there are fucking racist cops out there. Alright? And whether the issue is with law enforcement or with the news media, I do not know, but you definitely hear way more about white cops shooting black kids than you hear about anything else. Why? Is that the problem with the American news media, or is it the problem with law enforcement? I do not know. Okay? I do not know. But the point is, racism is still a very big issue in our country. Whether you believe that the issue is that Americans are still racist, or that the American government and news media wants us to believe Americans are racist, I don't know what is the truth there, but I do know that racism is still a fucking problem in this country. Now, for most military veterans, we don't believe that. We don't believe racism is still a problem because we lived in an environment where it wasn't a problem, where everybody was fucking green, where you trusted the man next to you or the woman next to you. You trusted them with your life. We lived in that world. So most of us, unless we came from or went back to societies, you know, parts of the country that have endemic racism, we don't necessarily believe that this is still an issue, but it is. But the problem is that I cannot tell if the issue is that the news media wants us to believe it is an issue, or if it is actually an issue. I do not know, because I cannot trust the American news media because they're so full of shitaka that everything they say is suspect. So my point being, be angry about the right issue. Okay? Be angry about the right issue. Is the issue that the Colin Kaepernick person knelt? Is that the issue? Or is the issue that the moment he knelt, the American news media grabbed onto that and made it this huge fucking deal? And made everybody choose a side? Because that's what they did. That's what they did. When they said Colin Kaepernick kneeling at the flag, disrespect everybody who have ever worn the uniform, when they said that, they made everybody choose a side. That's what they did. My father is a Vietnam veteran. He's a very hardcore motherfucker, okay? He have done more shit in his lifetime than I could ever hope to do, okay? He have his badass card stamped, all 10 punches, get the free sandwich, the whole deal. Okay, I got like 2 punches. He was so pissed off about this that he don't even watch football no more. He boycott everything involving football. This guy watched, I don't think he missed a 49er game for 20 years. And he boycott all of football now. He's so pissed off about this. But he wasn't pissed off when it first happened. He was pissed off when the news media said it was about the American military. Kaepernick never said it was about the American military. He never said that. Not that I'm aware of. Okay? But the news media said that. They said that because they knew. They knew that America, she loves her troops. Okay? About half of America, she loves her troops. Okay? The other half I don't care about. Half of America, she loves her troops. And as soon as the media say, oh, this person disrespected the troops, it's fucking over. It's fucking over. They know that half of America will fucking hate this person from now on. They know. And they know that they make immediate divide. And it take away the entire focus on the issue at hand. Okay? So, my point being, boys, whether the news media cooked this situation up to be bigger than it is or not, whether you believe that or not, we have to be fucking conscious that the news media, they exist for one fucking purpose and one purpose only, to make money. That's what they exist for. To make the bosses money. That's what they do. Okay? They don't exist to tell the truth. They don't exist to tell you what is really happening in the world. They exist to make the money. Okay? They make money through sensational stories that polarize, that piss people off. Okay? As long as Fox News says the Republicans are right and CNN say the Democrats are right, then we will all be polarized about this and we will watch them and we will bitch at them and throw things at the TV and be mad. Okay? And they get what they want. They get our money. They get the ratings. They get the fucking viewership and all this crap. Okay? So my point is, have a weather fucking eye. Pay attention to that shit. Okay? Look for yourself and think to yourself, is the act of kneeling at the sound of national anthem, is that really disrespectful? Is it? I don't think it is. I don't think it is. I will always be proud when the American citizens exercise the constitutional rights that I decided I would put my life on the line for to be defending. I will always be happy with that. Even if they are exercising the right to protest something that I do not believe should be protested. Okay? No matter what their stance, I will always be happy. Okay? I am happy when people put up the signs that Trump is a chump. I'm happy with this. I'm happy when they put up the signs that say Hillary is a bitch. I'm happy with this. You know why? Because they are exercising a fucking constitutional right that I put myself on the line to protect. Kaepernick, that is what he's doing. Okay? So I will always be proud of the people of this country when they exercise the rights that I fought to maintain for them. Okay? That's all I'm saying, guys. That's all I'm saying. You know, whether Kaepernick is right or wrong, he's still a fucktarded quarterback who can't throw a goddamn ball to save his life. Okay? No matter what, I still am happy he's not in the NFL poisoning the fucking quarterback rosters anymore, and I'm really fucking happy he's not leading the 49ers to a fucking 2-14 season. That make me happy. Okay? So that's what I got for you today. If you have questions, comments, concerns, I love to fucking hear them. Share the video. Okay? Let us know what you think. Check us out on YouTube and Facebook. Okay? I guess fuck off, and may your magazine always be full and the whiskey bottle always be within reach.